One for the limited late model division is on the track. They're lined up just about ready to go. Two drivers not making the call. Car number 5 of Rick Barr and also the 81 of Rodney Klauser. Neither driver making it out. So we're going to start it with 7 cars. We're going to go 10 laps, 5 to qualify. Starting on the pole will be the 11 of Steve Gross. Starting second, Russ Leinbach Jr. Starting third will be Glenn Adams. Fourth will be Chris Shuey. Starting fifth into 27 is Mark Billett. Starting sixth in car number 91 is Jimmy Shuttlesworth. Jimmy Shuttlesworth picking up the feature win last night over at Williams Grove Speedway in the Super Sportsman division. And starting last in the 77 is Mark Kropp. Jimmy Shuttlesworth currently third in the point standings here in the limited late model division. Steve Gross taking him down the backstretch at a very slow pace. And the green flag is out. Russ Leinbach gets on the gas early. Chris Shuey up to second. Steve Gross dropping back to third. Here comes Shuttlesworth, Glenn Adams. Glenn Adams in the Adams Vending number 12. Adams Vending, they provide the point fund for the limited late model division. And we have problems coming off corner number 4. Shuey in the 21 getting sideways. Steve Gross getting into him then. Mark Kropp able to keep the car going, goes around him, but the caution flag is out here in heat number 1 for the limited late model division. With just one lap down, it's the 9 of Russ Leinbach Jr. a race later, but right on his back bumper is Jimmy Shuttlesworth. Jimmy Shuttlesworth started way back in the last row. Mark Billett up to third. Adams running fourth in the 12. Russ Leinbach Jr. having some problems coming off corner number 2. Mark Billett ducks underneath him to take over second spot. And the yellow flag is out once again. Looks like debris is on the race course somewhere. Debris on the track over in corner number 3. Actually make that the backstretch. They've got the debris off the backstretch, and we should go green this next time around. Well, the caution flag was for a brake rotor that was sticking in the track. It appears it may have come off the 11G of Steve Gross. It's Shuttlesworth and Mark Billett. Russ Leinbach Jr. running third, Glenn Adams running fourth, Chris Shuey running fifth in the 21. Leinbach Jr. and Chris Shuey once again getting sideways. And once again, Steve Gross, car number 11, gets into him. They're sitting down against the guardrail in corner number 3 and 4. And once again, the caution flag is out here for heat number 1 for the limited late model division. But we're having our problems here in heat number 1 for the limited late model division. 3 quick cautions. 3 laps are down, 7 remain as Shuttlesworth and Mark Billett running 1 and 2. Russ Leinbach Jr. running third. Mark Billett challenging for the lead there. Mark Billett looking very good coming off corner number 2. Shuttlesworth in the 91. This is the car that was formerly driven by Jimmy Bernheisel. Car owned by Yinglings. Mark Billett trying to duck underneath the 91 of Shuttlesworth. Mark Billett takes over the lead. 5 laps to go. Glenn Adams running third. Chris Shuey, who has gone to the rear twice, now works his way back up the 4th spot. Shuttlesworth running second, Adams third, Chris Shuey fourth. We'll see if Shuey can take over third from Glenn Adams. We started this heat race with 7 cars, 6 still remain, 5 to qualify. Glenn Adams, Chris Shuey running 3 and 4. Shuttlesworth must be having problems. Glenn Adams has closed up on him. Shuttlesworth had about 4 or 5 car length advantage over him. Chris Shuey in the 21 trying to go around Adams and Shuttlesworth. There's 1 lap to go for our race leader, Mark Billett. Here's the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Shuttlesworth, Adams, Shuey. And Mark Billett, he's going to be an easy winner of heat number 1 for the limited late model division. 2nd is going to go to Shuttlesworth. 3rd to Adams, 4th to Shuey, and 5th goes to Russ Leinbach Jr. So Mark Billett, car number 27, wins by a full straightaway here in heat number 1 for the limited late model division. Coming up next, heat number 2. Heat number 2 lined up and just about ready to go here. Starting on the pole is Russ Shoup, starting 2nd, Butch Campion. Starting 3rd, Jerry Remsnyder. Starting 4th, Wilmer Weiss. Starting 5th, Ron Little. 6th is Brian Shuey. 7th is Jeff King. 8th is Carl Billett. 9th is Barry Howard. And 10th is Russ Schutt, car number 16. Well, we'll see if Carl Billett can make it 15 out of 15 tonight. Several tough competitors in front of him. We've got Jeff King in the 117. Brian Shuey in the 22. His brother Chris was in the last heat race. Carl Billett, Jerry Remsnyder right in front of him. Remsnyder makes an excellent move to get underneath Shoup. Carl Billett up to 5th spot, good enough to qualify. Carl Billett, Remsnyder. Both drivers were sideways coming off corner number 4. Jerry Remsnyder in the 24 trying to hold off Carl Billett. They're running 4th and 5th. Remsnyder in the 24. Billett goes to the top of the track. Once again, Remsnyder a little out of shape. Jeff King goes by him for 5th spot. Brian Shuey trying to take over 2nd from Campion. Here comes Carl Billett, car number 6, to the inside of Butch Campion. Carl Billett now moves up to 3rd. Brian Shuey running 2nd. Butch Campion in the 119 dropping back to 4th. Brian Shuey alongside of Wilmer Weiss. Brian Shuey. Shuey taking over the lead from Wilmer Weiss. Here comes Carl Billett to make it a 3-car battle for the lead here. Billett up to 2nd. Brian Shuey looking very strong though as we're halfway through heat number 2 for the limited late model division. Carl Billett running 2nd in car number 6. As I said earlier, he's trying to make it a perfect 15 out of 15 here in the heat races at Silver Spring Speedway. Brian Shuey, Carl Billett running 1 and 2. Brian Shuey holding him off. 4 laps remain here. Carl Billett in his own Stinger chassis trying to run down Brian Shuey, who runs a Bernheisel Laser chassis. Carl Billett trying to get him on the outside, but Shuey pulls 2 or 3 car lengths away from him. Brian Shuey looking very strong down the straightaways. Carl Billett trying to pull up along to the inside. Here they are. Carl Billett with 1 lap to go takes the lead. Brian Shuey not giving up. Carl Billett, car number 6, looks like he's going to make it a perfect 15 out of 15 in the heat races. Here comes Carl Billett, and he does. He picks up the checkered flag. 2nd to Brian Shuey. 3rd to Jeff King. 4th goes to Wilmer Weiss. And the 5th and final qualifying spot goes to Jerry Remsnyder. So Carl Billett driver of car number 6 makes it a perfect 15 out of 15 in the heat races for the limited late model division. Coming up next will be heat number 3. It's Family Ford Mercury night here at Silver Spring Speedway. This is the third and final qualifying heat for the limited late model division. Starting on the pole is the 7 of Mike Leonard. Starting second is the 75 of Tim Liddick. Third will be the 10 of Gene Wrightstone. Fourth will be Todd Bayshore in a 29. Starting fifth, the 18 of Charlie Cope. Starting sixth, Scott Richwine in a 2. Starting seventh, Jeff Leapart in the 103. And starting eighth is Dave Eitner. Dave Eitner making his return here in the limited late model division. Dave Eitner took all of last season off, and he brings the car back out with the help of T&S Automotive. Midway through the 93 season here, we'll have to see how the car works for Dave. Jeff Leapart starting 7th, one of the harder drivers here in the limited late model division. He was the winner 2 weeks ago. Scott Richwine with a new car. I believe that's a Bullet car. Trying to go around the 10 of Gene Wrightstone. Earlier in the season, Wrightstone had been driving the 43. He now has his own car number 10 out there. It's Mike Leonard, followed by Todd Bayshore. Liddick running third, Richwine running fourth. Here comes Leapart, he's up to 6th, trying to duck underneath Charlie Cope for that 5th and final qualifying position. Look how tightly packed together they are. 6 cars, nose to nose nearly. Tremendous racing action here in the limited late model division. Scott Richwine in a 2, running 4th. Leapart up to 5th in car number 103, trying to go around Richwine. Leapart now takes over 4th position. Scott Richwine having some problems. Looks like the car is slowing on him as Charlie Cope trying to go underneath him for 5th. Leapart going around Liddick for 3rd spot. Jeff Leapart now up to 3rd. We have a new race leader. It's car number 29 of Todd Bayshore as he comes off corner number 4. The 29 of Todd Bayshore, our new race leader. Mike Leonard drops back to 2nd in car number 7. Todd Bayshore picked up a feature win earlier this season. Leonard running 2nd in car number 7. Jeff Leapart trying to close in on him. 5 laps are down. Heat number 2 went non-stop, and it looks like heat number 3 may also go non-stop. Jeff Leapart into Fryco 103. Trying to close in on Leonard. Bayshore, your race leader, car number 29. Leonard running 2nd. Leapart goes to the inside of Mike Leonard to take over 2nd position. Charlie Cope running 4th, Tim Liddick 5th. There'll be 2 laps to go this time around. Jeff Leapart already has 2 heat wins this season. As I said earlier, he was a feature winner 2 weeks ago. With 1 lap to go, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Todd Bayshore in a 29 or Jeff Leapart in a 103? Jeff Leapart started dead last. Looking to the inside of the 29. There's a half a lap to go. Leapart 3/4 lengths behind. Leapart really sticking the nose in there, coming off 4. It's Bayshore by half a car length. 2nd to Leapart. 3rd to Mike Leonard. 4th to Charlie Cope. And 5th to Tim Liddick. What a finish for Todd Bayshore as he just barely holds off the 103 of Jeff Leapart, and he picks up the checkered flag here in heat number 3 for the limited late model division. We'll be right back with more racing action.
Quality and experience go hand in hand at Fine Line Chassis and Speed Shop of Mechanicsburg. Fine Line is the only...
We're just about ready to get started with the limited late model Consolation event. Starting on the pole will be Ron Little in car number 11. Starting on the outside of the pole will be Dave Eitner. Starting 3rd, Butch Campion. Starting 4th, Barry Howard. Starting 5th was supposed to be Russ Shoup, but he couldn't make the call, so it'll be Gene Wrightstone. Starting 6th will be Russ Shoup. Starting 7th, the 11 of Steve Grossen. Starting 8th, car number 77, Mark Kropp. 10 laps to distance, 6 to qualify. It's Ron Little. Butch Campion taking over second from Dave Eitner. Barry Howard trying to take over third. He gets a little out of shape. 3 cars get around him. One mistake and he drops out of a qualifying position. Russ Shoup running 4th, car number 11. Gene Wrightstone running 5th in car number 10. And Mark Kropp holding down the 6th and final qualifying position. Shoup in car number 11 running 4th. Dave Eitner holding on to 3rd. Eitner in the TNS number 71. What a battle for the last position, and Barry Howard into the wall. Barry Howard got sandwiched on the backstretch. He had nowhere to go as 2 of the cars come between him on the outside of him. And one of the cars making contact with him, you could see that it bent the left front tire. So the caution flag is out here in a limited late model Consolation event. You can see the 77 of Mark Kropp having some sheet metal hanging off the back. Barry Howard, Mark Kropp, and Steve Gross were the 3 cars going at it for that final position. And the green flag comes out. It's Ron Little, car number 11, our race leader, followed by Butch Campion and Dave Eitner. Russ Shoup up to 4th. Gene Wrightstone running 5th in his own number 10. Dave Eitner in the 71, Shoup in the 11. 4 laps are down. Steve Gross running 6th. That's the final qualifying position. Steve Gross just right behind the 10 of Gene Wrightstone. Russ Shoup running 4th. Eitner running 3rd, car number 71. Ron Little starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Ron Little coming off corner number 4. And you can see the lead he has over Butch Campion. Campion in the 119, he started 3rd, he's running 2nd. Eitner running 3rd, he started 2nd. Gene Wrightstone being chased by the 11G of Steve Gross. 7 laps are down, 3 remain. Shoup still running 4th. Eitner running 3rd in the 71. There's 2 laps to go this time around. Ron Little, our race leader, he has about a half a straightaway advantage over Butch Campion. Ron Little, who drives for his brother Dan Little. 1 lap to go. Ron Little coming off corner number 4. Looks like he'll pick up the checkered flag for the limited late model Consolation. The runner-up is Butch Campion. 3rd to Dave Eitner. 4th to Russ Shoup. 5th to Gene Wrightstone. And the 6th and final qualifying position goes to Steve Gross in car number 11G. So Ron Little leads all 10 laps to pick up the checkered flag here in a limited late model Consolation event. Coming up next will be the first of 2 Consolation events for the Super Sportsman division. We're just about ready to get started with tonight's feature event for the limited late model division, but first here's the official top 10 from the Super Sportsman. It was Jerry Wolf. 2nd was Bob Fantasy. 3rd, Tommy Haxall. 4th, Danny Hager. 5th, Jeremy Trout. 6th, Bobby Weaver. Finishing 7th was John Stoner. 8th was Daryl Schaefer. 9th was the 5W of Donnie Beaver, and finishing 10th was the 11 of Bobby Howard. Here's the official lineup for tonight's 20-lap feature event for the limited late models. It'll be Mike Leonard on the pole, followed by Russ Leinbach Jr. Tim Liddick will start 3rd, followed by Jerry Remsnyder. Starting 5th, Wilmer Weiss. Starting 6th, Glenn Adams. 7th, Todd Bayshore. Starting 8th, car number 21, Chris Shuey. Starting 9th, Charlie Cope. 10th will be Brian Shuey. Starting 11th, Mark Billett. Starting 12th, Jeff King. 13th will be Jimmy Shuttlesworth. 14th, will be Jeff Leapart. Starting 15th, Carl Billett. 16th will be Ron Little. 17th, Butch Campion. 18th, Dave Eitner. 19th, Russ Shoup. 20th, Gene Wrightstone. And starting last will be Steve Gross in the 11G. They were supposed to go green that time around. They keep the yellow out one more time. Some of the cars still jockeying for position out there, trying to get to their official starting position. And the light is out on the family Ford Mercury pace car. We will go green this time around. It is family Ford Mercury night here tonight at Silver Spring Speedway. A lot of the spectators getting free caps as they come in through the gates tonight. Family Ford, a long time sponsor here at Silver Spring Speedway. If you are in the need of a car, do stop by their dealership in Carlisle, right off of York Road. Mike Leonard, a rookie in the limited late model division. Starting on the pole, he's 20th in points. Leinbach Jr. second. Glenn Adams trying to work his way up through the pack. Wilmer Weiss up over the grass. You see the dirt fly. He loses one position because of it. Brian Shuey, car number 22 on the outside. And we're going to have a complete restart as Gene Wrightstone, car number 10, brings out the caution flag. Once again, we're going to have a complete restart here for the limited late model feature event. And here we are just about ready to get started for our restart for the limited late model division. Mike Leonard, Russ Leinbach Jr., Chris Shuey, Brian Shuey, side by side. It's the brothers. Brian Shuey on the outside, Chris Shuey on the inside. Here comes Shuttlesworth. Excuse me, that's the 103 of Jeff Leapart, working his way up through the pack. He's trying to crack into the top 10. Glenn Adams trying to work his way underneath Brian Shuey. Shuey on the outside. Brian Shuey started 10th. He's already worked his way up to 7th position. Jeff King is right behind him in the 117. Jeff King started 12th. He's now running 8th. Carl Billett boxed in. Right underneath him is his brother, Mark Billett, in the 27. That's action further back in the pack. Charlie Cope in the 18. 3 abreast as they go into corner number 1. Mark Billett at the bottom of the track. Carl Billett on the outside. Jeff Leapart really stuck on the outside. Car number 103. Carl Billett gets by Todd Bayshore. There may have been some contact. We have cars sitting sideways down in corner number 2. Todd Bayshore, the 29, the 119 of Butch Campion, the 11 of Steve Gross also stopped, and the 11 of Ron Little making his way into the pit area. He had a lot of sheet metal damage to the car. And we also have 2 cars sitting down in corner number 4. It's the 3 of Wilmer Weiss and the 75 of Tim Liddy. The caution flag is out with 4 laps down. Well, Jerry Remsnyder is our race leader with just 4 laps down, car number 24. Jerry started back in 4th position. Mike Leonard running 2nd, Russ Leinbach Jr. 3rd. Wilmer Weiss running 4th in the K3. Jerry Remsnyder at the top of the track. Carl Billett working his way to the front of the pack. Brian Shuey now up to 6th position, car number 22. We saw a great battle between him and Carl Billett in their heat race. Brian Shuey at the bottom of the track trying to work his way underneath Wilmer Weiss, and he does so. Here comes Carl Billett underneath Jeff King, trying also to go by the K3 of Wilmer Weiss. We had said earlier that Wilmer Weiss was involved in one caution. It was the 12 of Glenn Adams. Carl Billett now up to 6th position. Brian Shuey up to 5th, car number 22. And Mark Billett coming to a stop in car number 27. We have several cars, the 117 of Jeff King, the 29 of Todd Basher, the 27 of Mark Billett. They're sitting over in corners number 3 and 4. The red flag is now out. Apparently, the red flag out for Jeff King, I believe, car number 117. The track officials are on the scene, and hopefully Jeff King is okay. We'll update you on his status right after this. With 7 laps down, your race leader continues to be Jerry Remsnyder. Several key drivers not making it back out. That's the 117 of Jeff King. He was okay. He walked to the ambulance under his own power. Also, Mark Billett, driver of car number 27, did not make it back out. Chris Shuey now up to 4th spot. His brother Brian running 5th in the 22. Jerry Remsnyder, though, he continues to be our race leader, car number 24. He's looking for his first career feature win ever here at Silver Spring Speedway. Mike Leonard running 2nd. Brian Shuey ducks underneath his brother Chris to take over 4th. Russ Leinbach Jr. turning in a fine performance, running 4th as Brian goes by him for 3rd. Here comes Carl Billett now up to 5th. Carl Billett trying to take over 4th. Carl Billett in the 6th, now up to 4th spot. Carl Billett has car number 6 sticking on the bottom of the track trying to take over 3rd. He's wheel to wheel with Brian Shuey down the backstretch. Jerry Remsnyder continues to be our race leader, car number 24. Mike Leonard running 2nd. Carl Billett now taking over 3rd position from Brian Shuey. Brian Shuey jumped the cushion, lost several car lengths. Wilmer Weiss up to 5th position in the K3. 9 laps to go. Jerry Remsnyder in the P-Jacks Trucking looking for his first feature win ever. Mike Leonard also looking for his first feature win ever here in the limited late model division. Mike Leonard has won feature events in the street stock division, and he's challenging for the lead. It's Remsnyder and Leonard running 1 and 2, and Carl Billett closing in on those two gentlemen as they battle it out for the lead. Remsnyder, Leonard, Carl Billett, Brian Shuey, Wilmer Weiss. That's our top 5 right now. These top 3 guys have pulled away from the rest of the field. Jerry Remsnyder, car number 24. 7 more laps to pull off his first feature win ever. Carl Billett trying to set up Mike Leonard and try and go around him on the outside here. Leonard at the bottom of the track. Carl Billett on the outside. Carl Billett up onto his back bumper. Mike Leonard dives to the bottom. Carl Billett trying to find a way around Mike Leonard. Leonard running 2nd, Billett running 3rd, Remsnyder to the top of the track. Here comes Leonard for the lead. Carl Billett also trying to go around Leonard for 2nd. It's a 3-car battle for the lead. Remsnyder develops a push. Mike Leonard goes underneath him for the lead. Here comes Remsnyder charging back. Remsnyder on the outside, Leonard on the bottom of the track. 4 laps to go this time around. Remsnyder regains the lead. What a 3-car battle for the lead here. Mike Leonard once again taking the lead down the backstretch. Jerry Remsnyder driving it in hard into corner number 3 and 4. Mike Leonard has the lead. Carl Billett into 2nd. What a performance by the rookie, Mike Leonard. Mike Leonard pulling away from Carl Billett, car number 6. Mike Leonard at the bottom of the track with 2 laps to go is our race leader. Very few drivers have been able to hold off Carl Billett. Carl Billett now on his back bumper with 1.5 laps to go. He tries it on the outside. Slower traffic may play a role in the outcome of this feature event. Carl Billett on the outside. Leonard at the bottom of the track. Mike Leonard with a 1 car length advantage. He may get boxed in. Billett on the outside. Leonard boxed in behind the 11. Carl Billett pulls it off on the last lap as Mike Leonard got boxed in, pulls off the runner-up position. Third to Rem Snyder, fourth to Brian Shuey, fifth to Wilmer Weiss, sixth to Chris Shuey, seventh to Jimmy Shuttlesworth, eighth to Charlie Cope, ninth to the 9 of Russ Leinbach Jr., and 10th to the 119 of Butch Campion. So Carl Billett, car number 6, with some help of the slower traffic, gets around a hard-charging Mike Leonard as he got boxed in behind the slower car. Billett pulls it off by about a half a car length over Mike Leonard to pick up his 6th feature win of the season here at Silver Spring Speedway. When we come back, we'll have the Street Stock feature event.